Just want to say thanks for listening, folks. This story is called The Motorcycle Spectre. Well, it was a normal day. I'd just gotten off of work, probably about a mile from the main drive to go under the freeway, the Beltway toll road. Pull up to the light because I never make the light. You're never going to make it all the way through. You get stuck at that light at the toll road every time. It's just the length of the cycle. So when you get there, you have to sit. And then watch for people on your right hand side that didn't want to wait in line and feel like they're going to cut you off in about 50 feet before you go underneath the freeway to make the left turn onto the feeder. Anyway, the light changed and moved on. There was light traffic, so I was the only one making the turn. Well, there's 2 lanes on the left when you make that left turn under the freeway to go back west. And in those 2 lanes, one lane goes for about, half a mile, and then you lose it as it feeds back into one lane. But you have plenty of time. That's just for slow-rolling vehicles that you want to go around and pass, and you have plenty of time to do that. So I thought nothing about it because, it was a light traffic. There was nobody in the right-hand lane, so I just stayed in the left. I knew I had plenty of time to get over because I'd checked my mirror. There was nobody in front of me, nobody behind me, and that was just the way it was. So I just tooled along and accelerated at a slow pace. Until I started to accelerate, immediately I heard a motorcycle engine. I could tell what it was very discerning, in the distance, and it was winding up pretty rapidly, but it was still off in the distance. But it was gaining on me, and it was gaining on me in a rapid pace. And I could tell he was going a lot faster than I was. As he was gaining on me, I could hear the engine a lot stronger and a lot louder until he blew past me at well over 100 miles an hour and was past me in a flash and down the road. I just kind of eased over, and after he'd come through, I knew there was anybody behind him, and certainly no one going as fast as he was. So I took that opportunity to ease over to the right lane. And as I watched him up ahead of me, not only had he passed me at a rapid speed, he was increasing speed. So he was going well over 120 miles an hour easily because he was pulling away from me and almost out of sight. Well, as I watched him, because there was nothing on the left-hand side, there was nothing on the right-hand side, and there's no traffic anywhere. It's kind of strange. He began to wobble at a very high rate of speed. And I'm like, oh my God, there's no way he's going to pull out of this. There's no way he can straighten this back up at this speed. He's just lost it. And sure enough, he wobbled and lost control and went off the road at a high rate of speed and ran right into an illuminating pole. Now, if you don't know what illuminating pole is, it's like a telephone pole, but it's made out of aluminum, and it's countersunk in the ground, bolted to a concrete slab. So it was very stationary, and he just disappeared into smoke and dust. And as I approached it, I really didn't even want to look. And as I did, I looked over, and it was like somebody reached over and shook me, like out of a trance or something. And I looked over to where he hit the illuminating pole. There was nothing. There was no dust. There was no debris. There was no smoke. Nothing. And it was like stirred me to the core. And I'm like, okay, well, I got to accelerate a little and get over to the left-hand lane so I can make this entrance. And just before I made the entrance to the freeway, almost parallel to the pole that he'd hit, I started to make my entrance on the freeway and noticed that I don't know how I had never noticed it before, but there was a white cross in the ground. And on top of the cross There was a motorcycle helmet. I don't know if he just singled me out to show me what happened because I was the only one in the path at the time. I don't know. I don't know what the connection was. But it was very eerie, and it was hard to make my navigation to the entrance ramp. And I drove very slow, and it was really disturbing me. So, wow.